You ever see those GQ videos where they get somebody who's actually famous and they explain 10 things that they could not live without?
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do that. This is going to be a curveball. You ready? Hairdryer. We'd get into maybe a little bit of a beard care talk on this one, which people often ask me about.
So the first one for me is the iPhone. Do you think you could do your job without your iPhone?
If I didn't have it didn't earn a living the way I do,
Yeah.
then I could absolutely do without them. The Canon Eos R.
A dick pump?
I am that dude that eats food on the internet.
And I'm Josh.
We leaving that in?
Yeah, why not? Eh?
And welcome back to the Breaking Bread podcast, where we talk about stuff. I'm kind of out of it a little bit today because I don't know, 3-4 hours sleep last night, and it feels like we've been gone a while. In terms of the people that are listening or watching right now, we haven't really, because we we recorded a couple of episodes in a row. But last week you were predisposed doing something, so either that or you just want a break from me. I don't know. It's
been a busy few weeks, but yeah, man, it has been a little bit of a gap, and there's going to be another gap as well, isn't there? Because your boy's jet setting again. Yeah,
I'm off, but it should be. I think we should be alright.
Yeah, the audience will never know.
You'll never know, aside from the fact that there'll be multiple episodes in which we are clothed in the same gear.
Nice jumper though, that serial killer. That's funny. I like it.
Yeah, it's funny because it's not.
For those that are listening, he's got a jumper on. Weirdly, it's coming in a black jumper. It's exceptionally hot in the UK today. We're in a loft that's exceptionally hot, and you're wearing a jumper with shorts, which seems counterproductive.
Never been a conventional dresser. I don't get hot up top. Like if I ever get hot, it's around the kind of groin and the leg region. So I thought I would let my
balls is hot.
Yeah, my berries run free today. So that's your explanation for it. Plus all my jeans are packed. Ready for my skinny jeans, packed ready for my trip. So yeah, that should explain it. Also, it's not that hot; it's only like 20 degrees.
It's pretty hot. It gets like exceptionally hot up here, and I know that because I was out filming yesterday, and everybody would text me saying it's too hot in this office, and I'm like, "Fuck, can I do about it? What can I open some windows?" I
don't think it's too bad. I've been in here. I'd rather it be too hot than cold.
Yeah.
When we're recording, anyway. I can always strip off if need be.
Well, I'm not going to lie, mate. I'm a little bit apprehensive for today's episode because I know that you've planned it.
Why? Because it was my idea.
I've absolutely. I checked out. So there's been a lot. I've been fucking busy, so I abdicated all responsibility to Adam.
You cracked the whip, didn't you? You said, "Come on." It's your turn to plan an episode. So if the episode we do today is terrible, I will take full responsibility.
We'll start off on with what we suggested as a good starting point for every podcast, where we're going to read a comment from a previous episode, and this one made me laugh so much because we recently did an episode talking about your previous world and previous life as in the financial sector, and at the time we actually read a comment out by a dude called Chaz AR.
Yeah, I remember.
Where he basically said, me, a 31-year-old dude working in the financial sector, contemplating life. So then we read that out in an episode after that. We found that really funny. I found it funny because it's more funny. But then we did the most recent one, which was you basically took the piss out of... What episode was that on, actually? Do you remember? Where you took the piss out of Wrexham, saying if you had...
it was when we talked about what we would do with 10 million quid. So
yeah, you said basically... I wouldn't buy someone as shit as Wrexham. That's what you this is the quotation mark.
That doesn't sound like me. George, can we fact check that?
So the clip.
I probably wouldn't. I wouldn't buy somebody as shit as Wrexham though. Come on, they got to have some potential.
So Chaz AR has commented in quotes.
Don't say he's a Wrexham fan.
I wouldn't buy someone as shit as Adam. Quote Wrexham. This comment reads: "No lie. I'm able to prove this. Wrexham is my local team, and I've been a season ticket holder for many years. I'm starting to feel like this podcast was created to critique my life choices. If you want me to stop listening, don't beat around the bush. Just tell me."
I bet Chaz feels like he's in a Truman Show right now. You know, like we're talking to him on a bus. Oh, I'm sorry, man. I don't know why I said that. I don't have anything against Wrexham at all.
How funny is that? I don't think what we're going to come out with today, mate. Like it is.
It's not going to be a negative one, surely. So,
and we don't know the guy. We don't know this. No. Fair play to him for actually still sticking with us after the amount you've hammered his everything he enjoys.
Especially in this day and age when people often take little minor personal insults quite, personally.
Yeah, well, we might get him back on side today because do you want to explain what the the plan is of this episode?
Well, I was going to do the customary, like, how have you been kind of thing, because it was actually, since I didn't sleep. If I'm all over the place today, I didn't sleep really at all last night. But what I was going to say is it's been Father's Day since we last saw each other. Of course, you being a father, I should wish you happy Father's Day. I was a little bit concerned when I saw your Instagram story and I saw you cooking what looked like steak, but I did think, knowing Josh, has he accidentally thrown his daughter on the grill and cooked her and served her up? But I assume it was actually steak.
That sounds so violent. But no, yeah, it was a tomahawk steak. So it references this because admittedly my daughter has, on my watch, fallen off the bed multiple times, which, like, once you go, right, yeah, that's a good accident. But it's happened too many times. It's just ridiculous. But
I feel like I should be calling Childline, really. Like, I mean...
Do you know, they've got no fear. Like, now she can run around. She's just a proper head case. It's just chaos, mate. It is chaos in our house. But it was Father's Day. I invited my old man round and cooked a big tomahawk steak and then a bunch of other stuff on the barbecue, which I was really excited about. We should have got like a sponsorship deal with, like, you know, like a meat probe company.
A meat thermometer?
Because I actually had a meat thermometer, which I've now ruined because I left it in the sink and it filled with water. But I cooked it perfectly. So I like seared it on both sides, got the internal temperatures of 135 and let it rest for like 15 minutes. And it was... Like,
fair cop, when I realised it was not actually a child, it looked like it was nice, yeah.
Yeah,
you cooked it well, yeah.
Medium, bang on, mate. But it were good. It were good. It were a nice day, and then back to the grind. But
yeah. So now I can I'll explain what we're doing. Today we're doing, which is my idea. I'm just saying that because if it's a terrible idea, don't blame Josh. You ever see those GQ videos where they get somebody who's actually famous? And they explain 10 things that they could not live without.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to do that, but it's not going to be any way affiliated with JQ.
We'll keep it good for the Audible listeners because we haven't brought those items in with us. Admittedly, I think that what makes that show is that they bring it in because they'll be like, Michael Bisping is like, oh, when I won
his glass eye.
He took his glass eye out, but then he also said when he won his his belt for the UFC championship, he got a gold Rolex. So he's like, this is my same. Who's it did it as well? The other boxer, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is like,
did he?
Yeah. Anyway,
Tyson Fury, I'm retired and I do this for the love of the sport, but pay me £500 million to come out of retirement. Fury.
That's him.
Same guy.
I'm surprised he needs money anymore. To be fair,
you can't need money, can you? Who wants £500 million? And what would you do?
And he still lives in Morecambe. I'd go somewhere nicer than Morecambe.
Morecambe's all right though. Plenty of cockles. You can get your cockles by the beach and all that. You know. Best thing I could think of when I thought of Morecambe.
Yeah. Right. Well, how do you want to kick this off? Are you going to go first? Am I going to go first? What's the best way to play this?
I don't know. George is a producer. What you saying, George? Who's going first?
Flip a coin.
Fucking producer. That's in the loosest sense of the word.
Flip a coin. Who carries coins around? That's like that whole thing's going to be dead in like 20 years. But people are like, flip a coin? You have, your kid will be like, what do you mean flip a coin? what's that?
Credit card.
Flip your credit card. Yeah, okay, I'll go first.
You go first.
So first is actually this. So I didn't really bring it with me, but it's here. Don't zoom in too close because I haven't clipped my fingernails for a few weeks, so they're a bit long. But not necessarily breaking beans. I'm going to stop dangling it in mid-air. Not necessarily breaking beans, although that is available, I'm told, right now. Yeah?
You know that wasn't even a planned section. No. But I can imagine, like, if I were watching this as a viewer on YouTube, I'd have fucking checked out by if I'd have come in and gone, I wonder what BeardMeatsFood can't live without. And first thing he does is his well, actually, fuck off.
If you were paying attention, I said not necessarily breaking beans, which the tagline for which is what is it? It's not the worst coffee you've ever drank.
You just reminded me. No, so I've genuinely put out an offer for Father's Day. Do you remember seeing?
I did. The code was good.
I put a code out saying on Father's Day, if you use code vasectomy, you'll get 15% off. And I put it's like starred underneath, like, this is not a joke. No, not one person bought coffee. There was a day, and I was like, they must have just thought we were a joke. I admit, I can understand why they think we were taking the piss, because all we do is take the piss. But
that might have been because I not retweet. What did you do on
repost
it on Instagram with fake testimonials? And I said I think I said Kate Ovens called it, "This is just brown water." It's not too far from the truth. Anyway, no. What I was getting at is not necessarily breaking beans coffee, just coffee in general. because I'm a bit of a coffee addict, and I don't really know where my habit came from, because I didn't really start drinking coffee until I was about 25, I want to say. Probably when I got started in stockbroking. I think I just needed the
boost.
The
25?
the fake energy.
Were you lifting at that point? So were you like training? Obviously, I'm assuming you were like, 'cause I know people have it as a pre-workout in some kit, or like a natural pre-workout. They'll have like a shot of espresso or whatever. But 25. That's
I was into all those funky pre-workouts, but before I knew better, when I was a young...
NO Explode, did you ever have that?
I didn't have NO Explode. I think I came at that a bit late. I had that really dodgy one though that I could probably never claim that I'm a natural athlete actually. Because I had that, what was it called? There was one that they found out basically had some really weird stuff in
the
it.
white tub?
No, that was the first. When you say NO Explode, you're right. That was the first one that caused like significant controversy because everyone was on it. Yeah, I never had that one, but I tried this. I forget what it's called.
The one before that, but it had ethogen in it.
Oh, man.
Allegedly had it. I'm sure it did.
It probably just did.
Yeah.
That's the thing about the FDA. Is it still the FDA in this country? It's incumbent upon them to prove that what you're selling has got something dodgy in it. It's not incumbent upon you as a brand to prove that it's safe. So they've got all kinds of weird stuff. Anyway, that's why. I used to have some actual pre-workout supplements back then. Now I'm just a strong coffee in the morning kind of guy.
Jack 3D, do you remember that? Oh,
yeah,
Jack 3D.
I'd never tried that one, but
that one allegedly had.
That just sounds dodgy on the surface, doesn't it?
Yeah, but I remember that. I remember people like, remember? Yeah.
It kind of looks medical grade, doesn't it?
Yeah, it looks kind of weird.
In the white top.
University studied. Yeah, the University of
where. Yes, so my first item is coffee to get back on track because I feel like a lot of the things on this list I'm going to say obviously I could survive as an organism without them, but there are things that I think it would be difficult to kick or do without. I think that's probably a better way of a less catchy but better way of putting it. But yeah, I always my morning routine is I wake up, quick dump, probably not so quick dump.
The width of your wrist.
Yeah, then I get weighed. And then I go down, I have a coffee and wake up for half an hour, checking emails and a bit of admin.
So do you weigh yourself every day, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
But more commonly than not, 90% of the time I'd say.
All right. So before you've had a drink, before you had a piss, hopefully you've I had a piss, had a dump. That's like the most efficient time.
Well, I suppose it's uniform, isn't it?
Yeah,
if you're getting weighed at that point every day, no point me getting weighed, 8 o'clock at night once I've eaten everything.
Do you ever watch Little Britain?
No.
Oh, what?
I was never really into it. I'm sorry.
George, you see Little Britain, when they did like fat fighters, they called it fat. There's this stood at front. I think it's like a Weight Watchers taking the piss and like, right then, fatties. There'll be somebody stood there. They've gone, I've lost I've put on 4 pounds this week. But the thing with like when you do these weight clubs, if they do a weigh-in at 5 o'clock on a Thursday every week, how varied is that weight going to be depending on how much water you've had during the day?
I've always thought that. There was a brief period, I think, where Mrs. Beard went to Slimming World with her mum, and I'd be like, you're going to Slimming World at 7 o'clock at night? Like, yeah, I mean, you're going to be 5 pounds heavier than you actually were this morning, But anyway, then I'll go downstairs, have a coffee, and I feel like it kind of anchors your day a little bit, It gets you, especially if you don't sleep much like me, like it kind of wakes you up. And
what caused you not to sleep last night?
I did never sleep very well. I don't know. I'm just like, it's hard for me to turn my brain off.
When was the last? So here's a bit of a calculation then. When did you have your last coffee of the day? Yesterday?
Oh, I don't really drink it much late on. If you notice, in fact, the most coffee I ever drink is on when we record.
Right. Yeah.
I normally used to have one in the morning, right? If I'm out filming a video, I'll have one in the morning to kind of wake up a bit. Then I'll get one on the road, like from a service station, because it's warm. It keeps my stomach nice and warm and loose. But if I'm here, I'll just drink it to give me energy to talk. And look at your face for an hour.
Because apparently it's got I think it's a 12-hour half-life. Somebody can fact check that. But it basically, whatever the caffeine content is, it takes 12 hours to half that amount. Yeah. So if you're still nailing coffees at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, at 2 a.m., the caffeine in your system is half the amount of that. So it's like you've had a half a cup of coffee at fucking 2 bells in the morning,
Yeah, no, I don't know. My dad was mad for coffee, He used to drink, he'd have like 9 a day and like he'd still be drinking about 7 at night.
Yeah, I never understood that. When people go out for meals and they'll drink wine with a meal and then they'll have like a cheese board and an espresso. I'm like, whoa.
Especially an espresso.
You might as well start racking up on table and get yourself out there.
The worst part about that is I love Irish coffees as well.
Oh,
and you don't really drink those in the morning. You don't get up, unless you're an alcoholic, you don't get up and say, I'll have an Irish coffee. But you've got to be kind of sparing with those. Sometimes I'll have them, I just counter it with just a bit of beer afterwards so you want to go to sleep.
Oh, yeah.
But I've never slept well, so it's not really, I don't really use it as an aid to kind of wake me up. It's more that I think it gives you that little bit of energy in the morning, right?
I must admit, it's nice to have a warm cup of coffee when you wake up. Because I guess like a glass of water doesn't quite hit right. Although I imagine you'd probably feel a little better if you had a couple of glasses of water before you had your morning coffee.
I mean, I don't just drink water, but it's I think it's especially on a cold winter's morning, and especially with black. I only drink black coffee with some 0 calorie sweeteners in them, so it's negligible. It's like trace amount of calories. I think for 30 grams, it's probably like 0.4 of a calorie, so it's not going to send you out of a fasted state or something like that. So you could have a couple if you needed to, if you're the fasting type.
Right. Next one. Do you want to? Is you think best alternating or doing? Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Roger that.
Yeah, I don't want to just talk constantly for fucking half an hour.
Yeah, because we could just check out and be like, you only want to know Adam's top 10. Mine, we are going to have some crossover, I think, mate, because naturally, phones, computers, all that sort of stuff. Like for me.
All right. Well, if we got any crossovers, I'll just amend my list as we go. Come on.
So the first one for me is the iPhone. So like I've got an iPhone 11.
You're right there. That did not make my list at all.
Did not?
Nah.
So admittedly, like it's not the, we need them. Like if you're in the space that, do you think you could do your job without your iPhone?
No, if I didn't have it didn't earn a living the way I do.
Yeah.
Then I could absolutely do without them. But like, yeah,
because I think people
they're a creative tool, aren't they?
Yeah, people seem surprised when you think of social media, and then people that are utilizing social media for as you as a content creator or me as a content creator / business owner, I think they think that I must be on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok 24 hours a day, posting, interacting, like all my personal life's on there. I'm like the complete opposite. Like I sort of post and just disappear. I'll put whatever it is out there and I'm gone. Like I don't do any interacting because I want to spend as little time as possible on that device because it's such a distraction, especially with like the apps that they are nowadays. But I can't live without it. Like I've got to use it for emails, for phone calls, for managing YouTube channels.
I thought you were going to say managing you then, as in me.
Oh, I'm managing you because we do it all through WhatsApp.
All right, boss.
But yeah, like unfortunately, it's got to make the list. And I think if the point comes where I can retire from it all, I'll go back to like a little Nokia, like
what's mad?
brick phone.
My mum just went on holiday with my sister and their kind of side of the family and whatnot. And it was mad that she would send me pictures. I'm like, If I went on a beach holiday, right, literally a holiday for like a week or two, and it was a holiday, right, not that I ever have those, that phone would be going in the safety deposit box, and I'd get it out for an hour, maybe at night time when I was having, a few drinks or whatever.
To check back in.
She's like, on the beach, I'm thinking, fucking put it away, man. And that's my mum.
Yeah. I'd love to say that I could do that, but I couldn't. Not for an hour a day. It'd be nice to get to a position to be able to do that. You just reminded me. I don't mind TikTok. I'll flick through for a little bit just to see what's going on. Upload our TikTok. We've got TikTok, Breaking Bread Pod, I think. But I saw it the other day. It was a lady, and she was stood there. She had like a sad face on, and the caption read something along the lines of, and then she started dancing. Don't know what she was just dancing. And
they love that on TikTok, don't they?
Yeah. She
bit of dancing.
She stood there dancing, but the caption read, "Sorry, I look sad. My cat has just died," and she's dancing. And I'm thinking, like,
you know what? That's hilarious.
That sums up TikTok. I wasn't trying to. But what went through their mind to think my cat's died? I'm going to make a dancing. I'm going to dance on and put it on TikTok and then caption it. Like at that moment in time. Anybody?
Have you seen that one of that?
Why?
There's one. I don't know if it's TikTok. It was posted on Instagram or somewhere. Somebody with like their dead dad. Their dad's just died. The post literally says, "My dad took his last breath 20 minutes ago." So with like the fucking corpse. Like I'm thinking, what's wrong with you, man? Like, no, you don't have to commit everything that you do to like social media. Like, I'm like you. Like people always say to me like, why do you not post more stories and whatnot? I think it's because like if you spend, it's not me. This isn't me complaining, but if you spend like 50 hours of the week with a camera in your face making content, you're not gonna. I don't want to post stuff on Instagram all the time showing like my very mundane life. Ooh, I'm going to Tesco to buy a salad. Let's do a dance in the middle of the aisle. Like I'm never gonna. I'm not. It's not me.
To go buy my natural yogurt and some berries.
Yeah, and I don't get it.
Yeah, those ones have really tripped me out. Like when people are crying on TikTok and they've captioned like, what I don't know. Like,
yeah,
blags my head.
I did. How are we doing on TikTok, by the way? Like, I don't really care, but I feel like do we get a lot of views? Or?
Well, I admit I sort of didn't post on it for about 3 months, but then I posted one a couple of days ago. It's like I think we've got 400 followers, which is quite surprising.
It's more than I have on TikTok because I'm not on there. I keep thinking
there are some accounts though.
Yeah, I know, because I thought like in my head, I thought I should probably try and get the handle right.
Yeah.
Because then somebody be impersonating me. If it's like Twitter, like where you're not verified, people might think it's actually me.
Yeah.
But I don't really give a shit.
People are now tagging the podcast as if it's you, and then tagging my TikTok. So on Randy's videos, so like we keep getting tagged on Randy's videos. I think it's like you must get on your account where people will go, they'll see a challenge and they'll tag BeardMeatsFood.
Yeah.
So they're seeing them on TikTok or seeing somebody else doing a challenge and tagging the podcast and me because like of the affiliation, as if to be like, why don't you try this? But I'm like, Adam ain't checking this. Adam's not really.
You know, when people send me links to TikTok, I've like as a running gag now, like cause people send this to me on Instagram all the time. They'll be like, you could do this, and then it's a link to TikTok.
Yeah.
I'll be like, click on a link to TikTok. Never. I hate it.
I think it's the future though. We were digressing a little bit, but I do think that Instagram's fucking dying, like absolutely dying a death, because if you scroll through, if you do scroll through your feed now, all it is suggested posts, suggested accounts, suggested fucking hashtags.
Yeah.
You don't see people you follow.
No, you're right. No, you are right there. But I just can't stand the culture of TikTok. But anyway, are we going to do the next one?
Yeah,
I
go
feel like
for it.
we're not going to get through. Not that we need to get through 10, but the next one might surprise you. This is going to be a curveball. You ready? Hairdryer.
For your balls, like when you go to the gym, yeah?
Not for my balls.
For your cherries.
Not for my balls. I thought that might surprise you because I'm not the most well-groomed person on planet Earth, but not for my head hair either, of which I have lots now. I can let this dry naturally, that's fine. But you can't, when you have a beard like mine, we'd get into maybe a little bit of a beard care talk on this one, which people often ask me about. I can't let this dry naturally, if that makes sense. Or I could, I wouldn't dye or anything, but it would look terrible.
Yeah.
Because if you have a really coarse beard like mine, it gets kind of snagged up in your chin line and everything, and it'll stick to your face. So I need a hairdryer. That's one of the minimum requirements of a hotel room. If I'm looking for somewhere, yeah, because I'm not going to take one with me anywhere, right? They're pretty bulky. I could, but I'm lazy, right? And
he says with a fucking camera bag on it. He's got like 30 grams of a camera gear.
I can't fit one in there. It's
I bet you get like a little travel one.
Well, yeah, maybe I could. I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
The take home is what I'm saying is I need it because I'll blow dry. The beard looks terrible unless it's blow dried, right? So you need to blow it out like against the grain.
Can you send us a picture tomorrow when you wake up of what your beard looks like, so we've got reference of what it actually looks like?
Probably,
bad.
Or you could probably look at like on a really old video. I didn't really used to make any kind of effort with it.
I need a reference point, but carry on.
Yeah. But yeah. So it's just a question that I need to, especially when I'm going to be filming. I don't want to look like I look pretty. Did you see that picture on Facebook that restaurant owner took of me outside their restaurant?
Yeah.
You see, so I'm not that worried about how I look if you've seen that picture, but I don't want to look like a total, because a lot of my shots, like the vlogging shots, are really close to my face, right? So I like my beard to look kind of reasonably all right. So yeah, I have to blow it out away from the neckline stuff. So a lot of people, when you see videos on Instagram and TikTok, they're combing it downwards.
Yeah.
I hate straight beards, so I never do that. Just comb it against the grain, so it like lets some air in there.
Yeah.
And then you can I've got 3 brushes, right? The brushes aren't in the list, but I've got a flat brush, a boar hair brush.
Boar hair?
Boar hair. Boar as in the animal.
Oh, right, sorry.
Made from boar hairs, which is a nice soft brush, so it won't snap your beard, because when it gets long, they get tangled and stuff. And I have a round brush for shaping it a little bit. Around this area.
Who fucking knew, eh?
Yeah. So it's a whole. It takes me probably about 10 minutes to do my beard.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I want to make it look really nice, because I could go on, because if you want it to look really sweet, like if I'm going out on a date with Mrs. Beard date night,
yeah,
which happens about 3 times a year, then I might put some sea salt spray in there.
Sure.
Which is like it's kind of a natural stiffening agent. Only works on hair, sadly. And then if I want my tash to look nice, I'll put some mustache wax in there. But we'll get onto, there is another item on the list. But hairdryer is key for me.
Yeah, because I see people when you see people getting the beard shaped and stuff on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, and they have them like really sort of cut in, and you kind of look like what's he called? Is Eddie Bravo? With his hair goes like
Johnny
that,
Bravo.
Johnny Bravo.
Yeah.
Who the fuck is his brother with the beard?
Yeah, who's Eddie Bravo? Is that your wrestler? That sounds like it could be a wrestler. I don't know.
Oh, I don't know.
Cartoon character in it.
Is it cut in on your neck? Like what's underneath that? Let's see. This is like
not.
a lift it up. Or will it fuck it? Will it mess it up?
Look, well,
Yeah.
it's not kind of well groomed. A lot of people have their neck shaved. I don't, because it's, especially when your beard's going terminal like mine, where it won't grow substantially longer than it is now.
Right.
That obviously that gives it more volume, because that's another reason I tie it up, because otherwise it's just, if you ever wore like a white t-shirt, you'd see the dead ends and stuff.
Ah, right.
But hairdryer for me is key. So that's near the top of the list. They're not really in like order of importance, obviously, but hairdryer is a necessity.
There we go. That's been an education for. So clip that, George, because then when people ask you, what do you use for your beard, or whatever, like
There's more beard stuff coming as well on this list.
All right, we'll add to that.
Stay tuned for that. I'll put that later in. That was the next one on the list, but I'll put it later down so people keep watching, listening.
Well, on the if we're on grooming products, mine is like hair putty, hair wax. Actually, I have some. I didn't realize I had some on the table over there.
Ooh, that looks fancy. Wood, is that like a wooden?
It's faux wood. It's not real wood. But this is
nice
the
wood effect.
It's called mattifier. So it's like a matte putty that I use in my locks, which currently I'm getting cut this afternoon. But I definitely can't live without that, because I just kind of.
I genuinely thought you just got up out of bed and like that was it.
Fuck off.
Did you not think that, George? No?
No, you can tell. If you go in the kitchen bit there, there's like a spare.
Oh, there's a
sitting in
spare.
there.
Yeah, there's a bunch of. So it's really difficult to find stuff that actually works. You know, like if you've got your own, like if you just jelly hair up every day, so will you have a specific product that you go to like every day?
Same one as in there.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
See, I don't use them ones that are in there. They're in there because I don't use them. I've tried to use them in the past, and I think there's two different ones, isn't there? Like a.
I can't remember.
Have you
what it
got
is.
communal
VO5
hair
or
products?
No, but this is basically like
oddballs.
it's like an extension of my house. Is this studio? So there's just shit everywhere. That's mine.
George just nicks it from
Yeah,
time
you
to time.
fucking by all means use it. But then I found this stuff. So my barber, Alex, shout out to Alex. He said,
What's it called?
This is called Dear Barber. I don't know. That's the company. But it's a matte putty, so it doesn't look wet. It kind of looks
It's like a matte effect. That's what
closer to naturally.
that's what matte is, right?
Yeah,
So it doesn't look shiny.
And it's worked a treat. Apart from like now when it's like really thick. I've got really thick hair, so now it needs cutting and thinning out a bit.
Just leave it, man. Grow it. Let's look like hobos together. Why not?
No, but you look good because like you can you've grown it out now, and you can put the hat on backwards. You've got like beard going on. I don't shave. I shave every day. Like I don't want
That's
facial
absolutely
hair.
wild that you shave every day.
It's just not my bag. But that's on mine, mate. That was on mine. So next,
am I the next
Yeah.
one? Right. Let me just consult my list, because I didn't commit these to memory. Right. Like just as a little bit of a change of pace. The next one I'm going to talk about is I brought it. Here we go. I can for the video.
it's like a really shit show and tell, this, isn't it?
It is, which is going to be I think we're going to do that for another some interesting stuff. Is this the Canon Eos R? And I brought this for two reasons. One, because I love it, and I don't think I could be without it. But two, because to just piss Josh off, because you often find that when people shoot, we won't spend too long on the camera here because it might lose people. But you often find when people do shoot stuff either as a hobby or like professionally, they gravitate towards one brand, right? So they might be Canon, Sony, Panasonic, Fujifilm. Is that still about? I don't know, but everyone's now they're kind of stroking their dicks for Sony cameras, right? And I actually have, so I can make a fair comparison. I have the Sony A7S III, which is for that level, the kind of prosumer level. That's the best one they do right now, right? For video, right?
Yeah.
Or is it 4? But I
No, for video, A7S III.
But if I had to choose one camera to take with me anywhere, it would be this baby, which got a lot of flack. So Canon, if you want to send me some free shit,
The what?
they would not. You're right. They won't even let me do one of those videos, where you borrow it and send it back. But yeah, the Canon Eos R, which you can probably pick up for how much you reckon now?
I bet you could get one on eBay for 700 quid.
Yeah. It shoots in like log, which I won't get too detailed on it, but it's just it's a cost effect. That sounds like a lot of money, but for what it does, that's good. It got panned a lot because it crops in if you ever shoot 4K, but like who the fuck shoots 4K? I love it. It's great. I think I will still be using this in 10 years in some capacity. I believe.
You know what Blag's made, right? So I understand the draw to Canon, and what I'd say is the interface of Canon is very user friendly. Like it's a very user friendly.
Temporarily,
it's a very user friendly camera, innit?
It is, yeah. That's why I like it.
And also mentioning, so Adam, although he's a very successful YouTuber, he's the tightest fucker I've ever met.
What?
You are the tightest. You are a tight fuck. You are a proper Yorkshireman. How much? But he did invest in this lens, which is £2,500, I think.
Oh yeah, I forgot the lens.
Yeah, so
I love the lens.
This is a new lens by Canon, which is like all singing, all dancing, RF mount for this new camera. But it took him a long time to pluck up the courage to buy that. And even though he's doing very well on YouTube, he claims to have this affiliation to Canon. His camera bag is the most like it
stresses you out, doesn't it?
I can't.
It's an eclectic mix of
It
stuff.
fucking it melts my head because you've got this mix of cameras. So you've got like an old Sony, a new Sony, an old Canon, but a new Canon lens. And then he shoots 3 fucking cameras, don't white balance it on any of them, shoots 3 angles on his videos, and then moans like, fuck that he can't color grade it. And I'm going,
come on, like,
what the fuck do you expect?
To be fair, right, the color grade is close enough that people don't care, right? Only pros are going to notice. And for me, the most important thing when I'm shooting a video is being able to capture what's happening, right?
I understand.
And this is great for that. You can take your white balance cards and your fucking fancy lights and all that shit, right? Like this camera will serve you well over. It's going to be a sad day when that dies, actually.
Just fucking teeter it on that bag and watch it die when it drops off.
Canon cameras don't die. They're like, I don't know, indestructible. But yeah, that's on my list because obviously without that, I wouldn't be able to make stuff. I mean, I would because I just have a different camera, but that's not the angle there was. That's not the best camera I have or the best lens I have. But those two combined are like if I had to just shoot anything.
I like that. We saw some real emotion out of Adam there, didn't we? We saw him like you were passionate about that.
And I'm not like Pete McKinnon. I'm not sponsored by Canon, you know, like far from it. But I like Canon stuff. It's nice and easy to use. Unlike not that I don't like Sony. I mean that is a good camera as well, and I do use it. But anyway, go on. Tell me what your next
Please though, can you just fucking match your camera bag up? Can you just go buy like?
No, because I'm either gonna have to go with like I like the Sony A7 III. I love that for shooting B-roll because again I've got it set up how I want it. I don't want to buy a new camera and then calibrate the menus and all that stuff. And the A7S III is good. But I probably should buy a Canon. I've got more Sony than Canon, really.
That's what I mean. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just like that is the way I am currently. I quite like it. I like the fact it pisses you off. So go on.
It pisses you off anyway. Right? Okay. We'll come back to this at a later date. It'll be a momentous occasion when you finally get that bag into order. Just go all Canon or go all Sony. Just pick a side.
Yeah. But well, anyway.
All right. I'm going to keep it simple. A watch. I literally cannot. There's a lot of like tales in there about people, like it's a sign if somebody's punctual and whatnot. I suppose in nowadays with phones and alarms and everything that's attached to them. But I think it's really important to wear a fucking watch. I hold value in wearing a watch to be able to know what's going on. And I'm a punctual person. You won't see me turn up late to a meeting or an obligation. Whereas fucking kids nowadays, they could put 44 alarms on the phone and still turn up late. George only lives fucking 5 minutes away and I've not seen him turn up at 9 o'clock once.
I don't think that's a kid thing.
And he wears a watch.
Yeah, that is the best watch ever.
I think you're making a correlation there between watch wearing and punctuality, which I don't think is true because you will very rarely see me late to anything and I don't wear a watch. But I do have a timepiece and that I've got a phone, right?
Yeah.
So, but I don't think that's a generational thing.
No?
I think I know tons of people that are late all the time.
Yeah, true, yeah.
And it's nothing to do with their age or whether they wear a timepiece.
But that is one thing I can't live without is a watch. This one in particular is my Garmin, like a sports watch. So
I feel like we should interject at this point. This is not, we're not getting any money from mentioning.
Oh, yeah.
I want people to people be thinking this is just like a really long ad.
And we've got affiliate links below.
It's just stuff that we like. But what is that?
It's just I don't know which one it is. It's just a Garmin sports watch. So it's like it would make
Don't they make like GPS things, sat navs?
They probably did, yeah. I don't think sat navs exist anymore.
I think they do. I think it's still people.
This has got GPS in it, so like for running and cycling and swimming and stuff. So that's the reason I've got it.
Pardon me, none of which I do.
But yeah, good bit of kit, and most of all, it doesn't have like notifications of emails and stuff because that really fucking that does blag my head when people have got Apple Watches. Who the fuck needs to read?
He's got an Apple Watch. It pisses me off.
Who the fuck needs to read the notifications or an email? Especially, imagine if I had an Apple Watch on and we're trying to do this podcast and I'm fucking reading an email from.
You could probably turn them off, though, can't you?
I don't know, but like, I don't want that distraction.
I kind of get that. I understand where you're coming from there.
So yeah, watch. Next.
Right, my next one is this is an interesting one. I think I've done them out of order, but those I'm not going to say a brand because it doesn't matter what brand you get. Those effervescent that people call them cycling tablets. They're not really anything. Cyclists take them a lot, but I have to say the brand one so people know what it is. But you can get like High Five is a brand,
like a glucose tablet.
But not with glucose. Glucose. Right. Specifically the electrolyte ones, the ones that are, to all intents and purposes, calorie free. But they you get like High Five Zero, I think is one. They normally come in a tube.
Yeah.
And when I say effervescent, that means they dissolve in water, right? Water for any Americans listening. They've just got free electrolytes in them, which is important. I think I used to always get tons of, I used to always get cramp in the gym. Like I don't know what it is. I've got a predisposition towards it. When I play football, I always used to get cramp. In part probably because I'm quite unfit from a cardiovascular perspective. But they're great for that, and they're good for health as well because a lot of people, I think, especially if you have a really dog shit diet, say I don't know, Mrs. Beard or George over there, like you can miss out on some things which are like electrolytes essentially, but magnesium, potassium, sodium, which are important in a performance sense. They're more important if you do something in an athletic capacity. Especially if you're fasting as well. So like yeah, right, okay, that makes sense. I always have one of those right after my coffee in the morning. Actually, well, I'll leave it like 20 minutes because it's a bit weird having this and then kind of a refreshing fruity drink. Yeah, but again, you can get ones that are low, which are ostensibly 0 calories. But they've got the sweeteners in, and they've got.
So is it just electrolytes in that? Does it have vitamins in it as well, or
the one I have just has electrolytes? Right, I get enough vitamins through food.
So you don't take any multivits or like? No. So that's your supplement.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's it. Well, it's not even. I don't consider it a supplement. I think it's just. It is. I never think of it like that. I think this is
because you can get them. Is it like Barocca in them tubes? Where
it's just vitamin C, isn't it?
I think it's got like. I think you get those multivitamins, but it's like 4,000% of your daily allowance of each vitamin, and then you piss, and it literally like glows in the dark. Honestly,
you can have too much of a vitamin, Like I remember, I get blood tests from. I've done it less so through COVID and whatnot because it's been a little bit harder to do. But you can have. I was like high on vitamin A, was it? Probably because I was banging like tons of pumpkin and stuff. I think the pumpkin got a lot of vitamin A, and I don't know. But you can have too much of a good thing. So you want to be careful of that. But I think they're good. If anyone gets cramp in the gym, they're great for it, right? You could take one with you dissolve it, take it with you in your shaker or whatever, and have it while you're at the gym or before. I would recommend just having it before, especially if you do any kind of high volume training. I do that less now, but back in the day, a lot of these, bodybuilders used to drink pickle juice. Oh, yeah. Similar kind of thing, but like it doesn't taste like shit.
Why is it? Is it because of the sodium in that though?
Pickle juice got tons of sodium in. I think it has some other things in. I don't know what, but like I used to know a bodybuilder that drank pickle juice, and he'd be like, "Dude, just get some of these tablets. They taste a bit nicer." Not that I mind pickle juice. It's all right.
What did you do with pickles? Do you know what I mean? Like they're no longer pickled.
Take them out. Maybe eat them later in the day. I don't know. Never asked him.
Drop him a line. We'll find out for the next episode. All right. Next on my list is a wallet, which I don't know if it's on your list, right? But I think a wallet, you can tell a lot about a person by their wallet.
This is my clue to get my wallet.
This isn't like, but I'm interested to see what yours looks like because, right, so I've just got like a card holder one,
I don't know why I have a wallet like that can actually store. I mostly store receipts in here.
Yeah, because
that looks like an old man's wallet, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I'm just realising that now.
And does it have a coin purse in it?
No.
Because like that black, like
no, there's no. I can prove. I don't want to show like on my cards and whatnot, but like there's no coin. I don't think I've used a coin since. It fucking pisses me off when you go to a car park, right, and they just take coins, and you're like, who uses coins?
Well, nowadays, like people don't really have. Like, not many people carry cash.
When was the last time you saw like a penny or a 2 penny? I think it's probably 10 years since I've seen it.
When you get change for something,
I'd never get change.
You just tap in.
I just don't pay. I just don't pay. I paid with cash the other day for a food challenge, right? Because it was like a bit of a sketchy cafe.
The cash only.
And luckily I had some with me. All I've got in my wallet actually is dollars.
Yeah.
I don't even have English money in there. Look, look. Straight up. Because I get some...
Why have you got so many ones? What do you do when you're in America?
I don't know. It's those strip clubs, man. They love the one. It's incidentals, right? So I'll take like $200 with me or something just in case I need it.
Drop a tip and that.
Yeah. But I don't actually use English money.
Yeah, I just don't understand nowadays why the wallets have got like coin purses in, and it's just not really. I think you can just tell a lot by a person by their wallet. That's what I'm getting at.
Seen those steel wallets you get? They're not really wallets. They're like you can put cards in them. But they're kind of like they're not really a wallet.
They're like a card holder where you can press a button and they're like ejector.
Yeah, but it just seems like needlessly flamboyant.
That's the sort of shit that you see on like Peter McKinnon's videos, when he does probably better versions of what this is, when he's actually trying to flog a product, where he's going, right, I've got 10 people to sponsor this video, give me all this free shit and a bunch of money, and I'll tell people that this is what we use. We've done the opposite way.
Whip out the fucking what's he use, the Canon, what's that really good one? 1DX Mark III, and we'll do some like I'll get the cards out so we make it look really cool. I'm only joking. I'm only messing. If Pete ever watches this, we're big fans.
We are big fans,
but
he's never coming on this podcast, though.
No, for sure. But nobody is though. But I get you with the. I think I'll always have a wallet.
Yeah, I agree.
It freaks me out when people just keep stuff in the pockets.
Yeah, just super loose.
Yeah, like cash in it. My dad used to be like that. He had a wallet, but he'd just kind of keep wedges of cash in his pockets. Don't know why.
You never know when you might. I carry a little bit of cash, not a lot, but I carry a little bit just in case.
That's smart, yeah.
You never know. Right, what's next on your list?
Oh yeah, I've totally forgotten. The next one I'll do is beard balm, to get back to the whole beard thing. So if I don't want to get too idiosyncratic with the whole beard talk thing, but if you have a beard, it's not just the case. If it's this big, anyway, it's not the case that you just get up, wash it, and like you blow dry it and go about your day. You need to do something to take care of it and make sure it kind of looks, I would say, presentable. So, but you can use like an oil or a balm, or like they even have something they call beard butter now, which is, I think it's not actual, but it's just like a slightly thicker balm, I think. But for a couple of reasons. First, to style it, right? Like, so if you want to, like, if you've got I don't really style my beard, but if you've got
if you want to like plait it,
yes. Not if you want to plait it. If you want to point it, so you want to look like Gerard Butler from 300. You want to point it down, right? Then you might use like something. If you have a full beard like this, an oil's not going to do a great deal for you in terms of styling it, because you need something a bit heavier, right? A bit like a white. It's not dissimilar from the putty that you just showed. Obviously, as well, depending on your wash schedule. I would not recommend, by the way, shampoo. It sounds a bit gross, but I would not recommend shampoo washing your beard every day, because you can really dry out. Unless you're genetically gifted with very soft facial hair. If, like most of us, you have pubic hair on your chin, basically, then you don't want to. I would say obviously water wash it every day, because it's gross if you don't want to just leave food in there. But I don't wash mine any more than 3 times a week with shampoo, I would say, right? But if you're going to do that, you want it to be clean, and when you wash it with shampoo, it dries it out. So balm or oil goes some way to kind of making it moist and manageable and looking nice and having a nice sheen to it and smelling nice. Although I do have a bit of a bone to pick with beard kind of oil and balm producers, because they're always called like fucking shoe leather or Cedar Creek wood. Like, who the fuck wants to smell like that? I just got one recent, which is mango, which is my new favourite.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Lynx Africa. That's what they need to bring out. Lynx Africa beard balm.
Lynx Africa smelling beard balm.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd go for that, nah. I like it to smell a bit. I actually was in the process a long time ago of producing my own line or get somebody to produce a line of beard oils, which smelt like food. And funny enough, I got this dude to make... I don't want to praise him too much, because he basically said he wouldn't do it after a while, which was annoying after we'd done like all the prep. The prep. But we got one that smelled identical to a roast dinner. Which I know I can see you looking at me, George. I know it sounds gross, but don't you love the smell of a Sunday dinner? Roast beef.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you know it's not actually Sunday dinner in the beard and it just smells like it, That was a bit of a weird one, but like most of them were kind of like bubblegum or
That makes sense.
Or like what was another one? Like I did, there was strawberry.
Can you imagine Mrs. Beard going in for a kiss and it's like fucking lamb dinner?
She'd love roasting. She'd be like, you could just bang a bunch of garlic in there. I'm sure garlic would be really easy, garlic oil. But I think that was a bit of a weird one, roast dinner, right? But it was going to be kind of like strawberry.
Jamil back here for the doing like the Dragon's Den pitch, and you're like, oh, I've got an idea.
I should have come up with that one. You would have probably loved that.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, but he lapped all your shit up and he just pound mine away. And you spent 5 minutes prepping for yours. I had a genuine slideshow presentation. He just fucked me off.
Some people are just naturally creative, man. Like I say, natural business acumen.
Only stands. Oh, we're going to make a comeback on only stands.
Yeah, I did think that was good. I thought he was going to go for that. But anyway, so a beard balm, purely for the health of your beard, so it looks nice, smells nice. Like I said, the one I'm wearing now.
I can't believe that much work goes into your beard, to be honest.
It's not really nice. That sounds like it's a bit much, but like if it's maintenance if you have something like this, because it's not like head hair, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a special type of care. And I don't even spend that long over my beard. If you see some of the weird beard Instagram and TikTok probably accounts where they're like really straight and really they can like trim it every day. Because beard's supposed to look messy.
You see people like probably barbers, like it's like the thing in it now. Barbers, you've got to have tattoos on your hand, wear a waistcoat, grow a big old beard, and like curl your tash.
Yeah,
that seems like the aesthetic of a modern day barber in 2022. But when they do the tashes and they put like the wax in, but then the wax is still white, so it kind of looks like they've got.
Do you want to know a secret here? Like a little beard community secret?
Yeah.
Right.
Inside.
So when you see people with the tash waxed up into curls, it looks really cool. I think sometimes it looks cool. Like I could wax mine up into really thick, nice curls. People that do that don't actually use wax, right? Or most people that do it successfully, if you say, oh, that guy's got how is his mustache curly all day long? They use Pritt Stick or they use glue.
And then so that's why it fucking looks like glue.
Yeah, because if you put it doesn't matter how strong. I have a really strong mustache wax because they go in grades, right? Depending on the hair type you have, and if I curl it up, it'll stay like that for 20 minutes maybe, and then it'll start to lose it until eventually after 2 hours it'll be like this, right? But if you ever see those like beard styling championships or people that take it really seriously, they'll put actual Pritt Stick in there, or like a Bostik sticky stick or whatever, and then just wash it out at the end of the day, which can't be good for your beard, right? But that's the only way you can really get it to stand up. Well, so think about that next time you see somebody with
that's insider knowledge there from the bearded Freemasons.
Yeah,
that's the inside club.
There'll be a fatwa on my head now. They'll be coming for me. I've given away the secret.
Right. So next one for me then. Brazilian Jiu Jitsu gi. So like I enjoy Amabel.
What like the butter?
No, like a gi, like the.
That was an Indian cooking joke. Come on, gi. No, the suit.
Yeah, the suit. Yeah,
you couldn't live without the suit.
Not that I couldn't live without it, but I enjoy Jiu Jitsu, and you can't do traditional Jiu Jitsu you need a gi because you've got collar chokes, you've got all these, and then the belt. Obviously, the belt's your grading structure, and I was like that is something that I want to continue with throughout my life is to keep progressing in that world of that sport.
I keep getting tempted to get into it,
You see,
maybe when I retire from eating and whatnot.
Yeah, if you get a little bit more free time, I think it's something you should dabble in. It's very dangerous because I'm currently sat here. I trained for nearly 9 weeks, 10 weeks because I've got a grade 2 tear on my LCL. So
yeah, that's my thing. I wouldn't want to get injured, which sounds a little bit so cowardly. I mean, I am quite, I guess, quite cowardly. Don't know where I was going with that. Yeah, I just don't want to get hurt.
I get it. I mean, this was obviously an accident, but it does happen. So I think going into it when I've recovered from this, I'm going to take it a little bit steadier. Like I'll choose my sparring partners a bit more wisely, and I won't go. I'll take it a bit.
Fight weak people, you mean? I see what you're getting at.
No, but you've got to choose your sparring partner. So there's some people are competing at different levels out there. Yeah. I'm never going to go to like the fucking world championships. However, you might be in the gym with somebody that wants to get to the world championships. So they might be going at 110%, and you're going 60%. Somebody's got to give at that point, and that's where accidents happen. But yeah, I thought that'd be like.
Can you get coloured gis, or does it have to be white?
Oh yeah.
Because I feel like if I did, when I was a kid, I did karate for karate's pointless. But I don't want to offend any like karate practitioners out there. But just one of like to me it seems like one of the worst types of self-defense. Never really seems that practical. But anyway, because like I think I got into it because I like Street Fighter 2, right?
Yeah.
And I always kind of thought like it'd be awesome if I could just get a red gi, you know, like Ken from Street Fighter. Instead of Ryu's got the like the white one, give me like a red one.
Yeah.
So I look a bit, but then you look like a tit, wouldn't you? Especially if you're crap at karate.
Yeah,
which I think I probably was.
You don't have to just wear a white one. You could get a red one. That'd pretty start. I think I've never seen anybody in
Get a red one and then like free up the sleeves. That'd be
cut the sleeves off.
Perfect.
That'd be quality.
Oh man.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, you don't have to wear it. I've got two black.
A black one.
I've got two black ones.
Ooh, that seems like pretty moody. That's like a Kuma from Street Fighter.
A green one and a blue one. But the blue one looked all right. But then if you wear a blue belt with a blue gi, kind of you all just sort of merge
Is
into
that
one.
normal? I feel like when I saw like martial arts when I was a kid, everyone was just wearing white. Apart from unless you get like some like super like mysterious looking expert.
The entrepreneurial world that it is today. Like there's so many different companies and they're all competing against each other. Like they're all trying to make the best gis and the best sort of styles. And yeah, there's some mad shit. There's some like, suits where if you buy a suit and you open the inside, it's got like a fucking peacock feather lining.
Oh yeah.
They're like that now. So like you might have like just a white gi and you open it up and it's got mad shit on the inside. There's some wild stuff.
I thought you were going to say in case like you're in the middle of a roll and somebody goes, "Do you want to buy a watch?" Anyway, George, how long have we been going? I feel like this has been going ages.
50 minutes.
Look, coming into this, Adam like, right, 40 minutes. We'll rattle this one out. And we fucking 50 odd minutes into it. Right, let's get this done. Let's get this rattled
I've
out.
got quite a few more here, right? The next one I go with is.
Shit, I've got 5 left in all. You've got 5 left.
We don't have to do 10. We could wrap it up if and maybe do like an episode 2 or something.
No, keep going.
The next one I was going to say was I was looking at it as recently as 6 seconds ago and I've forgotten.
You can tell he's not slept last night, can't you?
Yeah. Oh, Bluetooth over-ear headphones, quite specifically.
Like what you've got on now, but obviously without the wire.
No. The kind that are not like proper bulky headphones. Have you ever seen those ones that just, not the thin wraparound ones?
Yeah.
But they're kind of like, they're like I should have brought them in really. They're like a circle kind of thing.
Yeah.
I'll imagine just the end part of these, right?
Yeah.
And they've got a solid plastic band, and so it doesn't go over your head. It kind of sits on your neck behind your head.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I know that was a little bit, probably too much descriptive detail, but the reason for that is I don't know if there's something wrong with my ears, but I can't do earphones, they just fall out.
Right.
Even if I'm just not doing anything strenuous. So like if I'm walking or running or something like that, or if I was working out or something, I would like, there'd be no chance of them staying in. And I don't want to wear like these big motherfuckers, right? You know, like when you see Premier League football has been interviewed afterwards.
Yeah.
They've got the beanie hat on and like these over the top. I think that just looks daft. But yeah, no, so those specific, and they're quite cheap. You get them on Amazon for like 20 quid.
What are they called?
I don't know the brand.
All right.
But if you just put like over-ear headphones.
I think I know what you mean. Where the ring comes around the back.
Yeah, it just goes around the back, and they're kind of like solid, and they're not as big as these, but they kind of have that clip that goes over the top of your ears. Because I see that all the time. I see people at the gym and they've got those like AirPods in, and I'm like, how are they staying in?
Yeah, man. Like I wear, I'm my second pair of AirPods Pros, so the ones that are like earbuds that stay in.
Yeah.
First pair, rest in peace. They went through a washing machine a couple of times actually. First time they survived somehow. I've done half marathons in it in rain, and they survived. But then the second time they went through a washing machine, that were index for them ones. But I'm on the second lot. But they're like I rate them. I think they're quality bits of kit. Them that should have actually made my list.
Well, they're about $6,000 or something, so they're probably not
200 quid. I think
that's expensive for earphones. But to me, I don't get it. I don't know if people just have really dirty ears, right? Maybe I clean my ears a lot so that they don't have the stickiness to retain an ear pod, or if there's just something wrong with the shape of my ears and they just fall out.
Maybe you just haven't got the right size of bud. Or maybe you're not putting them in right. I don't know.
I don't think. No, I've always had that. Like even when they were the wired kind, they could never stay in.
So look at your ear. I wonder if this is it. If I find out he's got fucking weird ears.
I've got big ears.
Let's have a look.
I don't.
Fuck! Look at the size of that. That's why it's tucked behind your hat.
Yeah, that was one of the reasons. Yeah. Otherwise, it's like a wing nut. But yeah, no, so that's for me because I like music. I don't really listen to that much music in the car. Oddly, sometimes I do. Right. Sometimes I listen to our podcast just to ensure we've got at least one listener on the analytics. But yeah, I think when I go out for a walk, I walk quite a lot, like an hour or more every day. So I like to have some, either if it's music or a podcast or whatever. But I feel like those are practical.
I like it.
Sometimes I just wear them when I go around and I don't have any music playing just so people don't talk to me.
Yeah, that is the trick with AirPods as well. You can put it on like the mode where it's transparency mode.
Yeah.
So people think you're listening to music, you're not. You can hear everything around you, but people don't disrupt you.
Yeah.
Good trick. Right, so we'll move on to the next one then. Sunglasses. So you laughed at me, right? We got down to London the other week to shoot. What did we go for? Oh, what
for
podcast thing?
That shitty podcast thing.
The sun's beaming
sorry,
in.
Rowan, if you're listening, it wasn't shitty.
I wear Ray-Bans, specifically Ray-Bans with polarized lenses, and I've always, so since I were at sea, right? So the glare off the water, the reason you get polarized lenses is it takes the glare off. So like if you look at the glare on when you're driving, I'm all about like trying to protect the eye health.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's not like an aesthetics to like look cool, because the foot looks cool wearing glasses. Apart from Casey Neistat, he looks pretty cool.
A lot of people I think look cool in sunglasses.
Yeah,
I'm not one of them, but like.
But you don't wear sunglasses, do you?
No, I've got eyelids. But no, I'm joking. But I don't know. It's a bit like watches and necklaces. I just never been that kind.
I heard, I don't know how true this is, and you guys might know, but depending on your eye color, it can affect the sensitivity that you have towards light. And I don't know if that's true. Does anybody know that? No?
I think I've heard that before. I don't know if it's true though.
Should we Google it?
But well, while you are googling, I think protection. I probably should wear sunglasses because my granddad had this thing where it was like a degenerative eye thing, and he used to spend like all his time. He loved the sun, right? So he just spend his retirement out on park benches looking at the sun. Probably not directly, but I think that was a contributing factor to his. He didn't go blind or anything, but he lost a little bit of eyesight quality.
See, my granddad, I think he's 86 or 87 now, and he's gone to Florida every year for 6 months at a time for the last 30 years. He's never once wore sunglasses, and now he's got like fucking glaucoma and all sorts of shit going on. So that's got to be a contributing factor to that. And he hasn't wore sun cream, so that can't help him. He looks like this table.
Well, I mean, if you got away with it this long,
yeah,
probably be all right. But like that eye thing, maybe I should start wearing shades. So, I just feel like you look a knob though.
But it serves a purpose. So yeah. I don't know how true. I just googled it from some eye centre. Generally speaking, patients with lighter colour irises, such as blue or grey, experience more light sensitivity than someone with brown eyes. So you've got brown eyes, yeah? Have you? What have you got?
They're blue, Josh.
I can't. All right. I don't know why. I just thought they were brown. I think it's because
don't know anyone with brown eye. But it was brown-eyed. Was that song by like Is that Van Morrison? Van Morrison, right? I'm looking at George, man. He's fucking 19. What the fuck does he know?
Well, I suppose that makes it all come undone.
If I was gonna get sunglasses, I want you. I know I keep referencing this, but in Bram Stoker's Dracula, do you know when Gary Oldman he turns into young Dracula? Not the old one with the two.
You mentioned this on the podcast.
Yeah, I know. I mentioned it before, but I just think that look is so cool. I'm going to come in the next Halloween. I'm coming in dressed like that for the podcast. But he has these kind of like
them circular ones,
small circular ones. Yeah, either those or the Buddy Holly type. Big fucking thick rimmed.
I think you could pull that off. I think you've got that vibe going on. Yeah.
I might go to do they have sunglasses shops at airports?
Are you joking?
Well, I've never really looked for them. That's a daft question now. It sounds like it. They probably do, right?
The people of the comments, like hammering for that comment.
Give
of course,
break, man.
That's why people buy fucking, like, people go duty free, sunglasses, bit of perfume, I'm off on my jollies. Like, that's like a thing.
Yeah, all right. Well, I think I've slept for a combined total of like 7 hours in 2 fucking days. Give me a break, man.
You bring that violin in, George? Remember? When he's...
I'll bring it next week.
Right, we done with the list now, or are we going to keep going?
Should we do one more? So it's no longer a list of 10.
So it's going to be 8 now.
8, yeah. 8? Because my last two... yeah, that's right, 8, yeah.
Yeah, we'll do it. Okay, 8.
All right, so last one. This is mine. This is a dick pump. So back to your earlier comment about coffee, the first one that you said. So I was naturally going to put coffee on my list. However, this is such a useful tool, especially for traveling, right? Because how shit is coffee?
It does look like a dick
pump. It does look like a dick pump, doesn't it? Like coffee, hotel coffee is so bad. It's like Kenko instant.
It's awful. And they give you like the worst, you know what I mean? Like they give you the kind of cheapest
it's
possible
just honking in it. So you've got to do that little kettle in there, and then UHT milk if you don't drink milk, but like if you do have milk in your coffee, it's just fucking disgusting. So this was, and I've mentioned it on the podcast before, but I've had this AeroPress for probably 12 years, right? And the first time I saw it being used was by a Royal Marine on exercise. He had it in his Bergen and he was making like filtered coffee because that's one of the tiny joys that you can have whilst eating rat packs and whatever. So he'd obviously smuggled some filter coffee with him. But that makes a fucking good cup of coffee. So I got one and took it to sea with me. Because again, when you're at sea, they give you Kenko coffee and it's all UHT milk. You can't have fresh milk because you might be at sea for fucking 10 weeks.
Yeah.
But if you enjoy a coffee and you can have a filter coffee, an AeroPress is the way to go.
I could bring a cow. I could put a cow on board. Think about it.
But yeah, I that's what I rate. And I recently took one with me when we went to, I did a lot of traveling, so we went to London and then I ended up going to Southampton and Northampton and I ended up in hotels for a few weeks.
Yeah, and you thought Northampton was next to Southampton.
I didn't think it was. I'd not been that far south in a little while because of COVID and all that sort of shit. And I'm thinking, I thought it were a little bit closer.
Only about 200 miles difference.
And it's so far away. But getting one of them in your bag is fucking good. So yeah, AeroPress, I think that's something I can't live without. Is that it? Are we done? Is that the list? 8?
I think that's 7, but I think that's as good as any. We could do an episode 2. If everyone likes it, we could do an episode 2. I could totally think of another 7 or so. It's hard for me to refine even 10, but the ones I've got left aren't really like that interesting. So let's do an episode 2.
Episode 2.
Let us know in the comments if you want to see that. If you don't, then we won't do an episode.
Yeah, and if you thought it were proper shit, please tell us and then we won't make this mistake again. All right, let's wrap it then.
Is that it?
That's it.
All right. Well, thanks for listening and catch you on the next one. Peace.
Bye-bye.